Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Myself, Hafiz Salman, and Mr. Gulfam is with us. As we all know, different spiritual practitioners, they use different tactics and techniques to treat the spiritual problems of their patients and to get higher ranks in their spiritual form, in their spiritual field, I would say. So, Mr. Gulfam, I want to ask you a question. Uh, uh, in fact, it was a question raised by one of our viewers that can we recite? There are different things that the practitioners do, and one thing they do, and I want to ask you, is it permissible in Islam? And that thing is, can we count the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for 1,000 times, 2,000, 3,000 times, or for a specific, time in specific days in specific number? Can we count the names? Is it permissible in Islam or not?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Walillahil asma'ul husna fad'uhu biha. Verily, there are different names of Allah Almighty, beautiful names of Allah Almighty. So invoke Allah Almighty with these names. Call Allah Almighty with these names. We can use the names of Allah Almighty, the attributes of Allah Almighty to invoke Him, to call Him. But counting any name of Allah Almighty for a specific time and for specific days, for specific number, it is not allowed in Islam. There is no reference for it. For example, some people say, if you are facing any problem, recite this name, this specific attribute or name of Allah Almighty for 100 times, 1100 times, 2100 times for 40 days, and this problem will vanish away. So there is no reality in it. These things are not allowed in Islam. So we cannot recite, we cannot count any name of Allah Almighty or some names of Allah Almighty in a specific number, in a specific number that we specify on ourselves. And there is no reference for that thing, for that specification in any hadith of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the number of days is not mentioned anywhere in the Quran or in the sunnah of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we cannot specify any name of Allah Almighty for counting for a specific number for a specific days.
Oh my goodness, this is really confusing, Mr. Gulfam. It's name of Allah, and it has its blessings, it has its bounties. So no matter how many times, no matter how many days we take Allah's name, it should be beneficial for us. What's wrong in naming Allah? What's wrong in it?
There is no wrong in naming. There is no wrong in counting Allah's names, but the wrong in specification. How we can specify a thing that is not mentioned in Holy Quran and the Sunnah of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and if we specify it, so instead of giving us some benefits, it can cause harm.
How it is possible? How it can cause harm?
Yes, it can cause harm. Let me quote you an incident. A boy, he was told by a spiritual quack that if you want to get higher field and higher rank in spirituality, then recite Allah's name, and the name was Ya Qaharu. And he asked that boy to count this name for 3,000 times a day and for 40 days. And the boy started counting Allah's name, Ya Qahar, Ya Qahar, Ya Qahar. So a jinn appeared there. A jinn teased him. And he said, "Oh boy, why are you calling me?" Because the name of that jinn was Qahar. And that jinn asked that, you are calling me from so many days, so why you are calling me?
Is it a real incident?
It is a real incident, Mr. Salman. I'm not cracking a joke. It is reality. So in this way, when you do not know the purpose of calling Allah's name, the purpose of counting Allah's name, and you just reciting just Allah, 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 Ya Qahar, Ya. So what is it? There are some names, beautiful names of Allah Almighty. Fad'uhu biha. We can invoke Allah Almighty with these names, but that is not lawful. That you are using Allah's name and with your own intention, and you don't follow the commandments of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yes, I was listening a scholar, and he told a very clear and very good thing. He said, "You are calling Allah's name, so make dua with Allah's name, like Ya Ghaffar, Ighfirli."
Yes.
Ya Razak Urzukli. Like that. So when you name Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make dua with it. So it may to make it more meaningful.
So this is the right way of using Allah's names and attributes.
Mhm.
So this is the method of calling Allah Almighty. Ya Razak, Urzukni, or Razik, increase my wealth.
Mhm.
Ya Ghaffar, oh Allah, please forgive my sins. So this is the right way and method to call Allah Almighty and to use His names. And counting Allah's names in this method for 1100 times or 2100 times, it tends to be a bidah, because this thing is not found in the commandments of Holy Prophet ﷺ, and it is not found in the activities of Holy Prophet ﷺ and the companions of Holy Prophet ﷺ.
All right. As you have mentioned that it's not allowed to specify a number to name Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So as you know, in most of our treatment method, you also tell our audience to recite this Quranic verse for 3 times for 21 days, or this supplication for 7 times for this period of time. Is it mentioned in the sunnah of the Prophet?
I never said that this thing is found in the Sunnah of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And the purpose of specifying a number, it is because we find these things in experience. For example, if we ask a patient to recite a specific chapter for 3 days and he is recovered, so it is related to experience. And if somebody wants to recite for 22 days, no problem. If somebody wants to recite a verse for not for 3 times but for 5 times but for 4 times, he can recite. So there is no problem. So with specification to recite a chapter or verse of Holy Quran, we make it easy for our patients, because whenever we ask a patient that recite this chapter and he asks us how many times I have to recite it, so for his easiness we say recite it for 3 times, recite it for 5 times, recite it for 7 times. So this is the way. This is not found in the Sunnah of Holy Prophet ﷺ in the Quran, but it is for the easiness of patients. And if some patient he wants to increase the number, there is no problem in it. That's all right.
All right. Thank you so very much. So in a nutshell, if you want to count Allah's name, make it more meaningful.
Yes.
Make it meaningful for you. Attach a dua with it. Thank you so very much for watching.